The Giants and Cardinals have been longtime National League rivals. From their memorable brawls in the 1980s to their recent postseason meetings, when San Francisco and St. Louis meet, emotions always run high, and every game feels like the playoffs. Usually these two elite franchises are at or near the top of their divisions, and tonight it's no different as they go head-to-head. Game one of the series at Busch, and it's all coming up next. The road trip begins here tonight. We're in St. Louis at Busch Stadium as we get ready for Giants baseball. Giants-Cardinals game one of this three-game series. Hi again, everybody. I'm Dwayne Kuiper. Alongside me is Mike Krukow. Well, the Giants ended with a bang on this past homestand. They swept the Nationals in a four-game series. The schedule, however, is not getting any easier. The Cardinals, who own the best record in the National League, they're on the schedule tonight, and it should be a good ball game.
Well, it always is. It's hard to believe here we are the third week of August and the Giants and the Cardinals have not met each other yet. But between now and the end of the year, they will meet each other 6 times. The first 3 here in St. Louis, and it's going to feature 2 good starters, 2 young starters. Michael Wacha, the big right-hander with the Cardinals, taking on Chris Heston. Both guys have good years going, and I think the key tonight for Heston is make sure you get that sinker established early. And the nice thing about the Giants offense right now is if you're pitching, if you make a mistake, you have to believe they're going to pick you up because they are in the score-run mode.
And the bench tonight much stronger. Buster Posey is not in the starting lineup. All right, the pitching matchup, it should be a good one. It's Heston, it's Wacha, and it's Giants and Cardinals. Stay tuned, we'll take you to our Comcast Sportsnet studios for an update right after this.
brought to you by Jack in the Box. For a limited time, try the new Portobello Mushroom Buttery Jack with melted garlic herb butter. And by Toyota, the full-line automaker with the longest-lasting vehicles in America. Toyota, let's go places.
Inside Busch Stadium here in St. Louis. Our game time weather is presented by the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. Get to the beach. The admission-free boardwalk is now open daily. 87 degrees here in St. Louis. You see the winds are light, humidity at 50%. It is partly cloudy, good weather. On the mound for the Cardinals will be Michael Wacha, and here's the lineup that he'll be facing. It'll be Blanco, Duffy, and Belt. Belt's been hot. Followed by Pence, the cleanup hitter, then Crawford and Susac. So welcome back, Andrew Susac. Maxwell 7th, Tomlinson 8th, and Heston will pitch and bat 9th.
On the hill tonight for the St. Louis Cardinals will be the big right-hander Michael Wacha, 6'6", 210-pounder. Wacha, 24 years old. He's a 2-year veteran at the big league level. And he's got good stuff. You're going to see a fastball that goes mid to high 90s. He will 2 and 4 seam it. He's got a big straight down curveball with that high 3/4 release. He'll cut the ball, and he's got a changeup. Lifetime against the Giants in regular season, he's 1-0. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Michael Wacha. Starting in the outfield from left to right with Moss, Hayward, and Piscotty. That's your outfield. Good arms in center and right. Peralta and Carpenter on the left side. Wong and Reynolds on the right side. Yadier Molina, the pretty all-star Gold Glove catcher. He's in the squad putting down the signs.
First pitch of the ball game is a called strike. So we get started at 7:10. Blanco fouls it back. Wacha not wasting any time getting the ball back and letting it fly. He throws hard. Duffy to follow, and then Belt. The two Giants in this lineup, actually 3. The 2 that have had a chance to swing the bat against Wacha, that's Blanco and Pence. Hit into center field. It'll be Peralta going out, and Peralta will make the catch, and that's how this game gets started. So Blanco's gone, and here's Duffy. Duffy had a good homestand. He's hitting at .306, 10 home runs, 59 runs batted in. And he looks at a strike. That's an easy 96.
Well, he gets tilt too, as we mentioned, 6'6", and it's a high 3/4 release, so you're going to see a lot of downward angle with that fastball when he keeps it down around the knees. And that's his curveball. 56% of the time you're going to see a fastball. League hitting .244 against it. Changeup, curveball. League's not doing a whole lot with those. And those are his best specialty pitches, and he'll also throw a cutter. So about 70% of the time you're going to see something hard coming at you.
Belt is on deck. Bob Davidson is behind the dish. Hunter Wendelstedt, Mike Everett, David Rackley from first to third.
Bach and Bob, low ball umpire, and he's got some width on both sides of the plate around the knees. Don't give any high strikes with Davidson.
Cardinals on this 9-game homestand, with this game and 2 more, are 4-2. Belted to left. Moss right there, and he'll put it away as Duffy hits a top spinner, 2 outs.
He hit that ball hard, but because of that top spin, the ball got no carry.
So here's Belt. Belt's had 4 at bats, or check that. Belts had 1 at bat against Michael Walker, and he walked. Here he takes a strike. A lot of first pitch strikes so far. Hunter Pence to follow, just underway here in St. Louis. The Marlins yesterday here at Busch Stadium beat the Cardinals. Down low.
Well, I think the win by the Marlins sort of prevented the season sweep. That's the only game they won in a home and away series with the Cardinals.
Belt waited on it, fouls it back. 2-2. Cardinals took 2 out of 3 from the Pirates to open up this homestand. We see Mike Matheny. Fouled off of Molina. It stays 2-2. But they have been fabulous, even with the slew of injuries that they've had. 75-42.
Best record in the big leagues.
That'll end the inning. So Belt goes down swinging. Chris Heston's coming out. Coming up, and the lineup that Chris Heston will be facing, it'll be Matt Carpenter, who's having a terrific season, 29 doubles, followed by Wong, Peralta, and then the former Atlanta Brave Jason Hayward, Molina, Piscotty, and the former Brandon Moss, followed by Reynolds, and then Michael Walker.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the 27-year-old rookie right-hander Chris Heston, making start number 24 of the year. Heston 11-7 with a 3.38 ERA. When he pitches, Giants are 14-9. 106 strikeouts against 43 walks. You're going to see a low 90 sinker. He'll cut the ball. He's got a curveball, slider, and a changeup. And when he's right, he'll throw a lot of ground balls.
So here's Carpenter. First inning can be problematic for Heston, and that's the way it is with a lot of sinker ballers. First pitch, however, to Carpenter is a high strike, and it's 0-1. Duffy is even with the bag at third, but he's playing quite a ways off the line. You see where Duffy's at. It's a good angle. Out of play. It's 1-2.
Carpenter's had a funny year. Had a great start. Really got off to an incredible start. A year like MVP start. Then he hit the skids. He moved him down the lineup and out of the leadoff spot, and he just kind of went south. And then they brought him back to the leadoff spot, and he's been hot since the All-Star game. But he's one of those guys you just always know when he plays against the Giants, he's going to be good. And I don't recall him ever having a bad at bat.
Well, the power numbers are a bit surprising as well. He's got 18. Heston to Susac, and a base hit to right field.
I rest my case. Let's take a look at the Giants defense playing behind Heston tonight. Starting in the outfield from left to right, it'll be Maxwell, Blanco, and Pence. Good arms on the corners. Crawford and Duffy on the left side. Tomlinson and Bell on the right side. Buster getting an off day, and it's Andrew Susac. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs. Just activated from the disabled list. And had an injury to his thumb on his throwing hand, and now he's good to go.
So here's Colton Wong. And a belt tie strike, and it's 0-1. Wong at 263. He's got 48 runs batted in. He's got some pop. He's strong. Giants saw that in postseason. He walked off on the Giants in postseason.
And the Giants feel that you want to beat the Cardinals, you got to keep the top of the lineup off the base paths.
Maxwell will make the catch. And that'll bring up Peralta. Peralta is having another good season for these Cardinals. He's hitting at 281. 16 home runs, 56 runs batted in. And a strike. A lot of raised eyebrows when the Cardinals signed Peralta.
Not anymore.
And it's really worked out well for him. Softly hit. Crawford's got it, and he's going to adjust and throw to first and get Peralta. Nice play.
Well, that is a great play, because that adjust is when your body's going out into right field. His first instinct was to have a little flip to get the lead out, but Tomlinson broke back to try and catch the ball too. He couldn't get back in time to cover the bag, so on the fly, Crawford's got to adjust.
Almost looked like that ball came out of his hand, and then the last second he held on to it.
I mean, that's a great play. He makes it look easy.
Here's Hayward. Hayward rolls one at the end of the bat, foul. With Holiday on the shelf, with Adams on the shelf, Kritchik on the shelf, Hayward finds himself in the cleanup spot.
John Jay. I mean, those are four pretty good players right there. You take them out of a lineup, and yet they still have the best record in baseball. That's saying something about this franchise.
Swing and a miss. 0-2. Hayward swung at that like it's the first time that he's faced Heston. And it is.
First time he's ever seen a breaking ball. That was. But it's all part of the education. It's how you use what you learn.
Outside, a waste pitch is 1 ball and 2 strikes. One of the impressive numbers for the Cardinals is their record at home. They've won 44 games at home. There are some teams that haven't won 44 games total. They're 44-18 at home. Duffy, and looks like there isn't any wind, but it looked like it pushed it out.
I thought off the crack of the bat he might have a chance.
Yeah, I did too.
Big foul territories here at Busch Stadium. Between the front of the dugout and the baseline, there's a lot of area there for pop-ups. I mean, that definitely favors the pitcher. One of the biggest foul areas in the National League.
In tight. Yeah, you check out the run differential and look where the Cardinals are. Blue Jays are on top, and then the Cardinals.
It's what they give up and what their offense gets. Subtract that number, that's your run differential.
Again, off the end of the bat, foul. So at second is Carpenter. He opened up the bottom of the first with a base hit. Got him, and that'll end the inning. After one, no score. Hunter Pence will lead it off.
Yesterday, Madison Bumgarner was the man. Through a complete game shutout, allowed 3 hits, 1 walk, struck out 14 on 112 pitches. And he also hit a home run and a double. Here's the home run. It's his 10th career home run, the 4th one he's hit this season. Yep, he was the man. That's our Togo's big play, the Togo's way.
And here's Hunter Pence. And the first pitch to Pence is a call strike. Pence at 281, 9 home runs, 40 driven in. Curveball, and it's now 0-2. Crawford, and then Susac. Maxwell, Tomlinson. Tapped foul. Pence poked at that to stay alive.
Now more on Madison Bumgarner, 4th career shutout. 2nd straight complete game, 2 complete games on the homestand, which is probably as big as anything he accomplished. 2nd pitcher in Major League history since 1900 to pitch a shutout with 14 strikeouts and hit a home run.
So Penn strikes out, and here's Crawford. Crawford at 267. 19 home runs, 72 runs batted in. Andrew Susac coming out. Crawford laying in the weeds for a fastball. No balls and 1 strike.
That's the swing right there that you think about all day going into the game as to what your approach is going to be. Then you get to the ballpark, and with Crawford who's hitting the 5 slot, you get 4 guys ahead of you. You get a chance to see what they're getting first pitch. But he definitely had it in his mind that he was going to jump on that first pitch fastball.
Yeah, we've seen him do it before, and we've seen him knock one out doing it before. Out in front of this one, and he rolls it foul.
And that's one of the few times this year that we've seen him off balance. I mean, he just has been so consistent to stay on his back leg, and that's a testimony to a good changeup from Walker to get him out on his front foot.
Got him. This was the injury to Andrew Susac.
Going head first into third base, and he hits his right thumb on the bag and jams it in there, and immediately he knew that he had hurt it.
So here he is hitting at 241, and he bounces one up the middle, but with the overshift, Wong is there, and he's going to throw him out. 6 up, 6 down for Michael Walker.
You can get on deck right now to secure your place in line on the 2016 season ticket wait list with a $500 deposit per seat. Guarantee yourself access to all potential wild card divisional playoff games and receive the right to purchase seats to opening day 2016. Giants sales reps are standing by. Call 415-972-2298 or go to sfgiants.com/season.
Pitch to Molina is a strike. Molina hitting at 279. His offensive numbers are down a bit. 2 home runs, 43 driven in. as he hits a high fly ball to Hunter Pence. 1 out. The idea, I guess, in the offseason was Molina to drop some weight, take some weight off his knees, and give him maybe to. He plays all the time. He doesn't take many days off, and that's worked. But his offensive numbers are down because of it.
Well, he's a pretty special player, and he's a workhorse.
Here's Stephen Piscotty, who hit his first major league home run yesterday. Two balls and no strikes.
Piscotty, born in Pleasanton. Went to Stanford.
Out of play.
Cardinals picked him in the first round, a supplemental pick, 36th overall in the June 2012 draft. And he's just been solid every year, hitting right around 300 in the minor leagues. He's earned his right to be here. He's paid his dues. Tall hitter, 6'3", 210-pounder.
Pulled on the ground foul. So two players in this starting lineup for both teams from Pleasanton. Brandon Crawford and this kid. Got him. Second strikeout. Here's Brandon Moss. Moss has got offensive numbers that are pretty good, but most of those numbers were in another uniform. He's 5 for 34 with the Cardinals. But do not be fooled by that. I mean, one swing of the bat, this guy can hit him a long way.
Now, this is what he has put up with Cleveland and St. Louis this year. You see the 210, you're not that impressed, but 15 home runs, you have to respect it, especially if you're pitching against him.
Overshift is on. Duffy is at the shortstop position. And that pitch sails outside. 2 balls and 1 strike. Not a sellout tonight. And a shot past Tomlinson for a 2-out single.
Well, I don't care how far you move back. Moss is the kind of hitter who can hit the ball so hard it'll minimize your range. It would have been a nice play. It would have had to have been a high backhander as that ball came up on Tomlinson.
So here's Mark Reynolds. Be careful with this guy. He's got lots and lots of power. Strikes out a lot.
Well, he's got as much power as anybody in the game. 10 home runs this year. And he's had seasons. Remember in Arizona, he had 1 year where he hit 44 home runs. 32, 37. I mean, he's got some pop. And he'll strike out. 3 times in his career, he's gone over the 200 mark.
Yep.
And in 2009, he struck out 223 times.
One ball and 1 strike. Reynolds started to go, but holds up. Michael Walker, the pitcher's on deck.
Reynolds 295 at bats, 97 strikeouts. That's about what he's averaged.
3-1.
And he didn't make a 2-strike adjustment either. He's up there trying to put the ball in the bleachers every hack. Kind of like Madison Bumgarner.
It almost looked like he was taking all the way, which I'm not quite getting.
Well, 3-1, that's the count to lay out the biggest swing you have. That's your pitch. Well, he took that and he was either taking it or he was not looking fastball.
Foul back, waited on the curveball. Moss will go 3-2. Tap to Duffy. In betweener for Duffy. He's got it in time. Nice play. Side retired. Maxwell will lead things off. It's 0-0.
Bay Area is brought to you by PG&E. Together, building a better California.
Well, these Cardinals will be at AT&T Park, a weekend series starting August 28th. And that's Orange Friday on the 28th. Get your tickets at sfgiants.com/tickets. We have a change. Jason Hayward's out of the game. We don't know why. But Tommy Pham is now in center field. Here's Maxwell, who takes low. Our crack staff will get all over that.
Yes, they will. Tommy Pham, kid from Las Vegas.
Strike call to Maxwell. Maxwell hitting .219. 7 home runs, 26 driven in. Sharp ground ball and a big hop to Colton Wong. And that'll bring up Kelby Tomlinson.
be interesting to see how the Cardinals go after Tomlinson. Tomlinson's still a bit of a puzzle for National League pitchers. How they pitch you in the first game of a series is usually how they're going to pitch you through all three.
Absolutely. Pitch is outside. Tomlinson, his at-bats in the big league so far, 7 for 21. Foul back, and 3 of those 7 hits, extra base hits, a double and 2 triples. Loves that AT&T Park. Loves that triples alley.
He's got a body built for triples alley. He runs well.
Curveball is high. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Two and 2.
Walker will throw anything anytime. If he's in a 3-1 count, he'll throw that curveball or the changeup, cutter. He's got a confidence in his release point with all of his pitches.
And got Bob Davidson.
That's stunned Bob Davidson. I mean, you're expecting that ball to get caught. You're relaxed. The last thing you're thinking is that you're going to wear one in your face or your collarbone. Just his right shoulder hit up the tip of the glove of Molina. And that was a jolt of pain going down the arm of Davidson. And we've seen guys break their collarbones getting hit there. That's how umpires are supposed to look. Oh, weathered, worn. Bob Davidson's been around a long time. Bach and Bob seems to be okay.
So he's earned the worn and weathered look. Is that what you're saying?
You have to earn that look.
Out of play.
I used to think one of the hardest things about Bob Davidson behind the plate was that you were aware of his setup. When he gets down into a squat, he kind of sits down easy, like he's sitting on a stool. Yeah.
Hayward, left hamstring tightness. A lot of hamstring issues around baseball these days.
It's that time of year, man. Late August. Guys are tired. Legs are tired.
He's got a battle going right now with Michael Walker.
I think after Davidson got hit, he's going to hide behind Molina the rest of the night. Wherever Molina goes, Bob Davidson's going to go. He can set up his target in the left-handed batter's box, and Davidson will be right behind him.
Yeah, Bob's thinking small.
I don't blame him.
Thinking small. Wishing that Molina hadn't lost much weight in the offseason. And the walk.
Well, here's the Data Strong fan photo of the game. You can tweet your strongest fan photo to hashtag CSNBA Data Strong Fan. And you just might see yourself in an upcoming broadcast brought to you by T-Mobile. This is Johnny Howard. Sent a picture of Sadie, a 2-year-old, and Bailey, a 6-year-old. And they've got their Giants gear on. Nice. That's a T-Mobile fan photo.
Here's Heston. Heston's a pretty good hitter. In at third is Carpenter. Heston put on a pretty good show in batting practice today. It's a hit and run and a soft line drive, and it's going to go into center field. And the Giants have runners at the corners. How about that?
First hit of the game. First pitch of the night thrown out of the stretch by Walker, and boom, just like that, it's a first and third, one out. And you can do this with Heston. He handles the bat well. Show early. Get back up. You don't want a big swing, and you think right back up the middle. I mean, that's your goal. Just play pepper with your pitcher. and you cannot execute any better than that.
Cardinals almost walked into a double play. So here's Blanco, the first scoring opportunity for the Giants. Blanco popped out to Peralta to open up the ball game. And he bunts this one to Molina. Wow. Well, if it works, it's a great play, but you're only going to walk back frustrated. I mean, well, he figures if he gets it down with the speed of Tomlinson, you know, you're going to get a run, but you got to get it on the ground.
First pitch and a pop up, and he knew as soon as it left the bat it was a bad idea. But like you say, if you get it down and it's successful, hey, great idea.
Here's Duffy. Duffy at a line drive to Moss in left field. Here he takes a strike.
See what the Cardinals pitching staff does with runners in scoring position. 197, bases empty, 257. They just toughen up. The bigger the situation, the tougher they get, and they rank first in the major league in those three categories.
Oh, 2. Carpenter. Side retired. Bottom of the third coming up. It'll be Michael Walker to lead things off. (2002) the NLCS Game 2. Rich Aurelier, oh buddy, had 2 home runs in that game, both off of Woody Williams. Richie hit one in the first, and then he hit another one in the 5th. Giants won that game 4-1, and they took a 2-0 lead in that series, and eventually went on to win that series.
And that was old Busch Stadium.
Here's Waka, who takes a strike. We saw one of Richie's teammates on the field before the game on that team, and that was David Bell. Waka hits a high pop-up. Hunter Pence coming in, still coming in, and it's going to fall. don't think Hunter Pence had a good read on that one at all. And if you see the parking lot beyond the stadium, that's where the old Busch Stadium was.
On the left field side. And it was a stadium that was sunken into the ground, and you got zero wind going through there. And when it got hot on turf, oh, it was rough. This is so much nicer. A little breeze that comes in through center field. Greatest thing they ever did to the cities that get really hot in the summertime is take out the turf.
Yeah.
That was rough. Multi-purpose stadiums.
Blanco is going to get there. John Miller's going to be in for innings 4, 5, and 6. You can see John. So here's Carpenter. Carpenter opened up the bottom of the first with a line drive base hit into right field. Just off the plate, says Bob Davidson. It's 1 ball and no strikes.
Right back in the strike zone of the 1-0 fastball. And it's odd to see Carpenter, especially when he's hot, and he's hot, check a swing in a fastball count when he gets a fastball. So somewhere from the release point to the time it got to home plate, movement stopped the mid swing.
The 1-1 pitch is outside. 2 balls and 1 strike.
And that's Heston's biggest asset, is the movement on his fastball. Natural sinker. He's also learned to cut the ball. Sink will run away from the left-handed hitter. The cut will run back into him.
Nope. High. 3-1.
There you see he throws that fastball, the sinker, for the most part, 60% of the time. Curveball, slider, changeup. He mixes it up.
Foul back.
Under the watchful eye of Dave Righetti in his 16th year as Giants pitching coach. Ron Wotus, the Giants bench coach, to the right of your screen.
Carpenter stays alive with a little dribbler foul past Colton Wong. 45 pitches for Chris Heston. Hasn't not been the ground ball machine that he can be.
45 or less by the end of the 3rd inning. That's where you want to be. So he's a little high with his pitch count.
To Belt. Oh. Goes to the bag. 2 outs.
He's had a lot of 3-ball counts. The infield here is a fair infield. It's not too fast. Players like the way the infield plays. Same can be said about the grass in the outfield. The gaps are not too fast.
And that first pitch by Heston to Wong is pulled foul down the right field line. Giants may end up catching a break for these 3 days in St. Louis weather-wise. It's been known to be quite hot in August. And although first pitch was 87, as far as we're concerned, that's a cold front. Pitch is down low.
Amen to that. We've had some incredibly hot and humid days here in St. Louis, which you could get. There is a threat of rain the next couple days, but temperature-wise, it's going to get cooler as the series wears on.
1-2. And then to Pittsburgh, where I can't remember it ever raining in Pittsburgh when we were there.
Yeah, well, it is the rain capital of the world.
Inside to Colton Wong. It's 2-2. Foul to stay at 2-2. Tough road trip. Cardinals are the best record in the National League. The Pirates are only 5 back of the Cardinals in the Central.
Yeah, the National League Central really has 3 hot teams: Cardinals, Pirates, and the Cubs.
And another three ball count. Foul back.
Change up on a 3-2.
And you got to throw it once in a while, right?
Well, you know, he's been throwing them, but he hasn't been really locating them well. He's had a lot of walks on 3 balls, change ups. Last 6 hitters, that's 4 3-ball counts.
And the first walk issued by Heston.
That was a pretty easy take.
So here's Peralta. Peralta got a jam shot, 1 hopper behind second that Crawford made a very nice play on to throw him out. Colton Wong's got 14 steals. He's been thrown out 8 times. So with 14 steals, even though you have been caught a few times, you got to keep an eye on Colton Wong. He's got a good lead. There's a strike. It almost looks like one of those leads where you're not going to go. You're going to, if there's any movement at all, you're going to kind of lean back to first.
One-way leads. Heston's good, though, out of the stretch. I mean, he's quick to get rid of the ball.
Just outside. Johnny Peralta. Belt with a quick tag on Colton Wong. Colton Wong has extended his lead, if you can believe it. Swing and a miss, 1-2.
Good sinker there.
See what Wong does here with a count of 1-2. Heston gets the sign and he appears to be ready. And this is driven into the gap. Pence is going to cut it off. Wong is going to go to third. And now the Cardinals have a runner in scoring position for the second time in this game.
That's a nice adjustment, too, from Peralta's perspective. Remember, he didn't have a lot of history against Heston. So after what he saw in the first at bat, realizing that his fastball is going to come back into you, just says, I'm going to go inside out. Just serve it out to right. I mean, that's what big league hitters do. Adjust to the movement of that fastball.
So here's Tommy Pham. Big chopper. Side retired. John Miller will be in. I will see you back here in the 7th here in St. Louis. It's 0-0.
Bay Area is brought to you by Amici's East Coast Pizzeria. When you want the best pizza in town, Amici's delivers.
No score as we head to the top of the 4th inning. Joining us now in the broadcast booth, we welcome John Miller.
All right.
Welcome.
And we've had the pitchers duel so far. We have a lot of Giants fans who are in attendance here tonight as well. Brandon Belt, and that's just foul. Belt struck out his first time facing Walker. Giants have 1 hit. The Cardinals have 3. Nobody has a run. 0-2.
94-mile-an-hour challenge right through him. That's the one that gets you talking to yourself in the batter's box. You see it so big, you look for it, here it comes, and then you don't even foul it back. That unnerves you.
1-2 now.
How was it over there on the radio side?
Lonely.
Well, Dave Fleming on assignment tonight. He'll be back tomorrow.
And he struck him out. He came back with another changeup. And Belt chased this time. So he's 0 for 2 with 2 strikeouts against Walker. 4 strikeouts total for Walker. Hunter Pence comes up. Pence struck out his first time. And it's 0-1. Curveball in there.
He's mixing that first pitch up beautifully. He's really got a nice command of 4 pitches.
And again, strike 2 call.
And Walker is that combination of power arm with the ability to control corners and mix 4 speeds.
Wild swing by Pence on that 89-mile-an-hour cutter that ended up out of the strike zone.
Just flattened out. I'm not sure if it was his intent to go up around the shoulders, and away. But definitely movement that surprised Hunter Pence.
So 2 down. Pence and Belt have each struck out in both of their at-bats. Here's Crawford. Drops the bunt. Carpenter, much too late. Did not have a chance to throw out Brandon Crawford.
Well, if they're going to give it to you, take it.
Keeps the inning going for Andrew Susac.
And you can see just how far Carpenter was, and that was what was inviting to Brandon Crawford.
Crawford is aboard. Crawford, who has 4 steals in 8 tries this year. Susac grounded out to second his first time in the dirt for ball 1.
Not an easy thing to do, steal against Yadier Molina. I mean, he's got one of the quickest release and best arms in the game. He has always been a challenge if you're a base stealer to try and steal on this guy. Gold Glover. You see the gold Rawlings patch across his chest protector. Has it on his glove as well, symbolic of having won a Gold Glove.
High pop up, long out. Piscotty calls him off, and the inning is over. 1 hit, 1 left for the Giants. Molina will be coming up, then Piscotty against Chris Heston. It is 0-0. Last year, game tied, 9th inning, and Travis Ishikawa. The Giants win the pennant. A game-ending home run to win the pennant against Michael Wacha, who was pitching in relief and pitching for the first time in 20 days. And he looked a little bit rusty. And for Travis Ishikawa, a moment that will live forever in Giants history. He had the Bobby Thompson moment. He and Bobby Thompson, the only Giants ever to win a pennant for the Giants on a game-ending home run. Here's Yadier Molina to lead off for the Cardinals, and it's 0-2. Hunter Pence, this is what he said about that moment. He said, I blacked out. I was too elated. I lost my mind. I couldn't see. I couldn't hear. I couldn't think. It was chaos.
It was pandemonium. What a night. Oh my Lord. And just historically, how cool was it to be Travis Ishikawa, to put his name right next to Bobby Thompson?
That ball is gone. Wow. Into the Big Mac land. Only the 3rd home run of the year. for Molina. 1-0 Cardinals.
Now that's the brew house across the street at Ballpark Village. And they have an enormous TV set. And they celebrate here, and of course they celebrate across the street there in the brew house. All part of the Cardinals nation. Very cool. That was a big one.
Piscotty along the right field line, and Hunter Pence in fair ground. One away.
Now, let's take a look. They set up an outside target. This goes middle in, and he just leans on it. And for Molina, just the third home run he's hit this year, which is kind of hard to believe when you see how far this one went. And he was looking middle in, and he got it. Not the intended location for Chris Heston. And there's the flight all the way up, as John said, at the Big Mac land. The third deck.
2-0 the count to Brandon Moss. Giants have 3 infielders to the right of second. The overshift is on. 3-0. First run of the game, the tape measure home run by Yadier Molina. It's a strike. 3-1 now. Looked like he threw him a changeup on 3-0.
Not a bad thing to do. A guy's got power.
And it ends up walking him anyway.
When he has problems with his delivery, he'll get a little sling to it and throw it across his body. And when he does that, he normally misses down and into a lefty away from a righty.
So here's Mark Reynolds, another guy with power. Cardinals have a lot of hitters with power all through their lineup, but no any one guy with a whole bunch of home runs, but several guys who are a threat to hit one at any time. 1-1 the count.
Well, a lot of danger. You're right. It really puts pressure on you to hit your spots as a pitcher.
And he swung at that curve and couldn't get it.
And look at the target and then look where it wound up. They wanted that thing on the outside corner. This thing goes right into his wheelhouse. But he was up there looking for a pitch in. Something hard in, and he got it.
Oh, 2. And the curve misses. According to the MLB at bat app, that one left Molina's bat at 104 miles an hour. 403 feet. Not to that spot, but if it had been able to come back to earth, that's the idea. I think when they do all the mathematical calculations, they'll say it was more than that. Runner going, the ball is fouled back to the screen. So Moss will have to go back to first. That's interesting, sending Moss with Mark Reynolds up there, because Reynolds is a guy who's famous for striking out.
A swing and miss guy. But I do think that because of the reputation of Heston to put the ball on the ground, perhaps that's why Mike Matheny, the skipper for the Cardinals, sent him.
Just got a piece of that one.
I mean, Brandon Moss doesn't have any stolen bases, so it's doubtful he has a green light. I'm sure that was a sign from the bench to take off.
So you don't think that he got over here with the Cardinals and Mike Matheny said, listen, I want you just to steal anytime you feel like it?
No. Heston's not an easy guy to steal off of it. Susak throws well. I mean,
Moss hasn't even had an attempted steal this year with the Cardinals or with Cleveland. 2-2. Moss played 94 games in the American League before the Cardinals traded for him. 2-2 to Mark Reynolds. Michael Wacha, the pitcher, is on deck. First run of the game, having scored in this inning. On the Yadier Molina home run, third deck home run. Inside.
Got the 3-ball count. Now this becomes a very big pitch in this game.
Well, we'll keep an eye on Moss, who may be taking off again here. He's running, and it's ball 4. So consecutive walks, and Heston, who was so strong in the first 3 innings, is having a lot of trouble here in the 4th as Dave Righetti heads out to the mound for a meeting. And the meeting on the mound brought to you by Ring Central, business communications made simple.
Now I'm sure that Dave Righetti is going to talk about mechanics, and he's going to give Heston a little bit of a breather here. I mean, it sets up a bunt situation for Wacha, the pitcher. And you don't have great speed with Reynolds. He's average speed at first base. They're also going to talk about the bunt play that they're going to put on and how they're going to try and go after it. Whether or not they're going to try and get the out at second, try and get a double play, be aggressive with the corners. Wacha is not a bad hitting pitcher, so he's got an idea up there. So you can't be overly aggressive if you're a corner infield charging in.
He lined out to center fielder Gregor Blanco in his other at bat. That was in the 3rd inning. He's already showing bunt here. That brings the bat back. Shows bunt. And Heston, in his haste to get that lead runner, will settle for getting just the runner at first.
No, you're right. That's exactly what happened. I mean, he knew off the crack of the bat that that ball was bunted sharply. He was going to have a play at third base. Now, Brandon Moss runs pretty good. I mean, but even at that, I think if Heston comes up, he would have had a chance to get the out at third. But in coming in, he just couldn't get a grip. So you go to the bare hand and take the one out, and winds up being a sacrifice. But Wacha gets the job done.
And when Wacha got back to the dugout, they were looking at his right hand, his pitching hand, and he was ducking under that pitch as it came right in toward him, and it hit the bat right near where that right hand was on the bat. And that curveball misses to Matt Carpenter. Big spot here where a base hit could mean 2 more runs for the Cardinals against a guy who wears out the Giants.
I'm not so sure if he doesn't bunt that ball, it doesn't hit him. It may have pinched his finger, or at least gave a pretty good vibration, because the ball did go up the bat.
Curveball for a strike, and it's 1-1. Carpenter's had 29 hits in 56 career at bats against the Giants.
Yeah, I've never seen him take a bat at bat.
So nobody who's with the Giants has ever seen him take a bat at bat.
He's just been dialed. Put San Francisco across your chest and he stiffens up.
Moss at third, Reynolds at second, 2 down in the dirt. 2-1. Colton Wong, another lefty, is on deck. Sure enough, even though he had never faced Chris Heston before, he got a base hit against him in the first inning in this game with the big San Francisco, blazing across Heston's chest. Carpenter did ground out to Brandon Belt at first base his last time. 1-0 St. Louis, but a chance for the Cardinals to lengthen that lead. 2 down. 3-1.
He's got a place to put him, so he can nibble here. And they know that Carpenter has been hotter than Colton Wong, the on-deck hitter.
Called strike 2. This is another high-stress inning for Chris Heston. He's at 83 pitches, and 48 of them have come in the last 2 innings. 24 in the third, and already 24 more here in the fourth. Two runners in scoring position. 3-2 to the dangerous Carpenter. And he walks him. That's his 3rd walk of the inning.
Well, it's a rally for free. I mean, it's a rally you created yourself. There's no way to defend against the base on balls. And now he's used up all the bags. He has to go after Wong.
Colton Wong, who came on last year, and the Giants really got their first long exposure to him during the league championship series in October. Curves him for a strike, a beauty. Back to the screen. 0-2.
So they opened it up with a curveball, followed it up with a little changeup. They softballed him twice here to get an 0-2 advantage. And you can get Wong on top of the strike zone across the letter high with a fastball, but do not drop it down around the belt.
Just got a piece of it.
Stay with the breaking ball. So 3 pitches, 3 off-speed pitches.
Wong had himself a moment in game 2, the only game the Cardinals won in the league championship series last year. Right here, he hit a home run against Sergio Romo in the last of the 9th inning for a walk-off. A game-ending home run. He's got power. He's a slider build guy, but very powerful. Slashes at one, and it just goes foul.
Ooh, good thing. Giants playing Duffy way off the line at third base. They were given the line, and he almost found it. Just a little protection. But Duffy's nowhere to be seen.
Molina, a home run to lead off the inning. Moss, who walked, is at 3rd. Reynolds, who walked, is at 2nd. Carpenter drew the 3rd walk of the inning. He's at 1st. 2 down. He struck him out. So the Cardinals get just the one, a 30-pitch marathon inning for Heston.
brought to you by Stanford Healthcare. Visit us at stanfordhealthcare.org.
Well, Saturday, September 12th is Lego Day at AT&T Park. Your special event package will include admission to the pregame Lego Day build experience, a limited edition Giants player Lego mini build, and a ticket to the game taking on the Padres. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Maxwell takes a called strike from Walker. He grounded out to second his first time. Kelby Tomlinson on deck. And he curves him, strike two. Giants have only 2 hits. One of them was by Heston himself when the Cardinals thought he'd be bunting. He swung away and singled to center. And then Crawford, when they thought he'd be swinging away, bunted for a hit in the 4th. And that is all for Justin Maxwell.
3 pitches, 3 curveballs. See you later. 6th strikeout for Walker. He was not going to throw Maxwell a fastball.
Kelby Tomlinson comes up now. 6 strikeouts, 1 walk allowed by Walker. And another curveball in for a strike. Well, it worked beautifully against Maxwell, so he stayed with it there.
He's riding the hook right now. And he is not shaken off. Got Abe Molina. See that stat, 14 of 17 first pitch strikes, and he's used all of his pitches to get those strikes. He hasn't just been predictable to 1 speed, 1 pitch.
Out of play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tomlinson walked, the only walk allowed by Walker, and Tomlinson battled him to get that walk. Fouled off several 2-strike pitches. Heston is out on deck. And that's a foul.
It's a pretty quick swing. I mean, he doesn't have a lot of load to the back part of his swing to get started. I mean, he's pretty short route from the barrel head to the contact point.
Up the middle, base hit. And he came back with that hook, and this time Tomlinson was right on it.
Well, if you're looking for the best coverage of San Francisco Giants baseball, you can log on to csnbayarea.com as insider Alex Pavlovich will provide wire-to-wire reporting of the Giants season, breaking news, videos, special features, and more, only on csnbayarea.com. I don't think Walker's going to be that happy with that location on the curveball ahead in the count. He's got too much strike zone. Nevertheless, a good at bat from Tomlinson.
Tomlinson now has 8 hits in 22 at bats as a big leaguer. And he's back to the bag at first as Carpenter came rushing down the line from third, looking for the bunt. And Heston had shown bunt, which he did the last time he was up there, except then he brought the bat back when the pitch was thrown and singled to center. Walker. That was very well done by Chris Heston, and Tomlinson now is in scoring position with 2 down and Blanco coming up.
You know, I make a big deal about it, but I always believed it was a big deal when a pitcher gets the bunt sign, get it down with 1 pitch, because it fuels the momentum. Everybody in that bench knows the bunt sign's on. If you can get it down first pitch, do it beautifully like he did, that just keeps the rhythm of the inning going. And I always thought that was a positive thing when you're trying to get rhythm in that lineup offensively, especially against a guy like Walker, who's just had his way tonight.
Well, Heston has 6 sacrifice bunts this year, second most of the club, only to Ryan Vogelsong. And that's on top of the fact that he has 10 base hits. Swings the bat well. Tried to get Tomlinson home. Now Tomlinson's a fast runner, so a base hit to the outfield could well tie the game. And Blanco, who's been so hot, that's why it was so mysterious when he, with runners at first and third, 1 out, tried to bunt in the 3rd inning and fouled out. 2-0.
Now the best arm in the Cardinals outfield is in right field with Piscotty. He has got a real good arm. Average arms in left and center. with Tomlinson's speed and a 2-out jump, anything in the outfield on the ground is probably going to be an easy score.
Waka hit sharply back to him. He gloved it. And the inning is over. The Tomlinson stranded at second. Peralta coming up, 1-0 Cardinals.
Bryce Harper 3 times yesterday, and he said, "You're dang right I did." Pretty much summed it up. It's our Geico quote.
Johnny Peralta, curveball inside for ball 1. Very slow one there from Heston at 70 miles an hour. It's his 90th pitch of the night, and now it's 2-0. He's had 2 real long, arduous innings in a row. The Cardinals only getting 1 run out of all of that. 3-0.
He puts himself in the stretch again by way of the walk. I mean, maybe his last hitter.
Giants bullpen is busy. Three and 1. There's Yusmero Petit warming up. Tommy Pham is on deck. Brandon Crawford. 1 away.
Good comeback. These were the 3 strikeouts to Bryce Harper. Remember the last time that Harper saw Bumgarner in Washington, he hit a home run. Yesterday 0 for 4, and this is the hat trick. Grab some pine. Michael Taylor, the other guy that hit a home run against him in Washington, struck out 4 times yesterday.
Madison Bumgarner, 18 innings for the week. 18 innings, 8 hits, and 1 walk allowed and 1 run. 26 strikeouts and 1 walk in 18 innings in the 2 complete games.
And a home run.
And he was not named the pitcher of the week. He was named the player of the week. Tommy Pham, P-H-A-M, and that's a strike. 2-1. Pham came on in the 3rd inning. Jason Hayward left with left hamstring tightness. 2-2. Yeah, Bum got a home run and an RBI double in yesterday's game. And he puts him away with a good sharp curveball.
Yeah, he saved that pitch nicely.
4th strikeout for Heston. Here's Molina, who crushed one for the only run of the game into Big Mac land his last time. Out left field. That's the 3rd deck. Off the inside with a curve.
Yep, just above Big Mac land to the left. He's had good swings against Heston all night. I mean, he's a low ball hitter by nature. I think he's good against sinkers.
2-1. Well, we got used to seeing him hit home runs the last few years, but he had not been hitting them this year until the 4th inning tonight. Molina, who is now 33 years old, and he just catches every day. No concession to age for him, and that's a walk.
The pitch count has determined the night for Heston. He's going to be done.
Piscotty coming up, and Heston, who's at 104 pitches, even though it's still the 5th inning, is done. Yusmeiro Petit will be brought in when it's time for a change. Think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change, tune-up, and repair experts. He hit it against the Reds' Don Gullett at Shea Stadium. Here is number 535 against Washburn 49 years ago today at Candlestick. And in those days, it was not unusual for Mays to take him out to right field. Usually there was a wind that blew in from left field, so Willie said he started inside outing balls. Even if they were the inside part of the plate, he wouldn't try to pull them at Candlestick. He'd try to take them to the off field. And that's what he did for that historic home run, moving him ahead of Double X Jimmy Fox.
Yusmeiro Petit, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. 33rd game that he's been in. 1-1 with a 4.09 ERA. 42 strikeouts against 12 walks and 61 2/3.
Ball one. So Petit. Nobody had to work yesterday for the Giants other than Bumgarner. He went the distance. Petit did throw 2 innings on Saturday night against Washington. Piscotty. That's in there, base hit. Molina will stop at second base. He just kind of served that one into shallow right center. Piscotty, who was hitting .333 in the majors in 25 previous games before tonight, gets his first hit of this game. So 2 men on. Here comes Brandon Moss. Heston out early, even though he only allowed 1 run. 5 walks in 4 2/3 innings. And already over 100 pitches. Brandon Moss, very dangerous, powerful. 15 home runs for Cleveland this year. At the time the Cardinals acquired him, he's had a single and a walk in this game. Heston, you see his numbers there. 5 walks, 4 strikeouts.
He's not happy with the walks tonight.
1-1. Brandon Moss playing left field. He had not played left field the whole season while in Cleveland. And just yesterday played left field for the first time as a Cardinal, or started a game at left field for the first time. Along the left field line, foul. And back out of play. That was deep down the line, but foul. 1-2 the count. Dodgers not playing. They open up in Oakland tomorrow. And Oakland, before they begin their series hosting the Dodgers tomorrow at the Coliseum, they had to play a game in Baltimore tonight. That game's already over. Baltimore beat Oakland 4-2. Now they have the all-night cross-country flight. Pence is going back, but he's got room right at the edge of the track. 2 men stranded with the Cardinals. They've left 9 men on base. Duffy, Belt, and Pence coming up.
Students can now combine their passion for their school and the Giants with these exclusive co-branded caps. Your special event ticket will get you a Giants cap in your school colors and a ticket to that night's Giants game. Reminder, to get your school colors Giants cap, you need to purchase a special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events.
Had a cool special event yesterday. It was cool, I thought, because Juan Marichal came to town for it.
Was it? Those Gamers Day, it was fantastic. Erwin Higueros hosted it.
1-1 to Matt Duffy facing Michael Wacha here in the 6th inning. Duffy is lined out to left and grounded out to third. Belt on deck. Pence due third in the inning. Buster Posey being given a day off. And in the dirt, 1 ball, 1 strike.
That's such an acute break on that on that curveball because of that high 3/4 release. It's a straight down biter. I mean, he's got a really nice touch with it. He can take speed off, put speed on, widen it out, come in with a little two-seam sinker that, or a changeup that's got a little sink to it. And the thing about Walker that's so impressive, and as he is showing tonight, is that he has 4 pitches he can make you swing and miss with, and he can put all 4 of those pitches on the corner. It's a big at bat. They need to get him in a stretch.
Third baseman Carpenter right on the foul line and right through the wide open third base area for a base hit. Carpenter, it's only the 6th inning, but he was hugging the line the way you usually see it, maybe 7th, 8th, and 9th innings in a 1-run game.
Little change up, that same little sinking motion that came back in towards the knee, middle end of Duffy, and he just rakes it right through the hole on the left side. And that's a big at bat. Now the Giants have a leadoff hitter on, and that's the first time they've been able to do that tonight.
Brandon Belt has not been able to make contact. He's struck out swinging twice. Duffy dives safely back.
But he's had a good swing going. He's seen the ball well. And with Belt, I mean, he's one of those guys that can strike out 3 times in a game, then decide the game with 1 swing of the bat.
Up the middle, base hit. Duffy will stop at second. He smoked that ball right through the middle.
With the hanger either. Down and away, knee high. And another at bat where you've seen him hit the ball hard up the middle or the opposite side of second base. I mean, this is right to the location. That's no hanger. He beat a good pitch.
So Brandon Belt gets his first hit. Both he and Duffy getting their first hits of the night in this inning in succession. 2 men on, nobody out. Now Hunter Pence is looking for his first hit.
He's fighting that front side. He's been pulling off the ball here about the last 4 or 5 days.
0-1.
When he gets cold, he'll start swinging out of the strike zone. He gets impatient.
Just off the inside.
Good pitch though. You have the 0-1 on the inside corner. Then you just sort of leak it a little bit further in. Hope that he chases that ball off the plate in.
One to nothing. The Giants are trailing. 2 men on, nobody out. Very softly hit. And that's a double play.
And that's a mistake.
Belt ran right into the tag. Over to third goes Duffy.
Well, you have to stop. That's what you do. If you're the base runner, you stop. You do not allow him to touch you. You stop right here. I mean, he goes right into him to where he can reach out and just touch him. And indeed, he gets him. Giants are going to look at that play, but when they see that, they're going to know they have nowhere to go on it. That's just a mistake, a mental mistake.
So the Cardinals talk it over with Duffy at third and Brandon Crawford coming up. And Crawford will stand in. I suppose maybe when the ball was hit, Belt thought maybe he could get past Colton Wong before Wong fielded that one. He just tried to get inside of his head on it.
Well, I mean, even if you stop, he completes the play to first base. Just to make the first baseman make a throw to second, you're causing an additional throw, and you never know what can happen. So even if there's going to be a double play, make him make the extra throw. Don't give him a no throw tag.
Plus, sometimes if you stop, you will lure the second baseman into making a mistake. He'll go after you.
That's true.
You stop and you backpedal, and he'll take too much time where he can't get that runner at first any longer.
They're pitching Crawford very respectfully here, and his RBI total was 72. Demands that. I mean, the way that Yadier Molina, the catcher, setting up. I mean, he's almost in the right-handed batter's box. Now he's going inside.
Hit well. Way back there. It's going to be up off the wall. Duffy scores to tie the game, and there's Brandon Crawford, the RBI man. And he does it again, his 73rd RBI of the year.
Well, after going away 2 times wide, they come inside. They try to get inside. And I think they're saying we're going to throw this and let the movement come off the plate inside. I don't think they wanted to throw a strike. And Crawford inside outs it over the head of Pham in center. And this is a money hit right here. A 2-out knock that ties it up. That would hurt the Cardinals.
27th double of the year for Brandon Crawford. Susac now to try to get Crawford home in his first game back from the disabled list.
Oh, that's a great at bat.
Susac is grounded out to second and hit a fly ball to shallow right. So he's 0 for 2. And the curve 2-0.
That's one thing you fear with a guy who spent some time on the disabled list is that he loses his strike zone. That he swings at those pitches down below the zone. It's a good take right there for him.
Justin Maxwell is on deck. Crawford at second, the possible go-ahead run. This is Peralta. And the Giants will have to settle for the 1. But this game is tied. Reynolds, then Walker coming up, last of the 6.
Bay Area is brought to you by Heffernan Insurance Brokers. Insurance and financial services for you and your business. Visit hefins.com and by Xfinity, home of the most live sports.
Giants baseball, we're in St. Louis, and Brandon Crawford, a big 2-out RBI hit. Of course, the Giants as a team, they do that thing regularly. They're the most prolific team in baseball for knocking in runs after 2 are down.
That's why this was such an intriguing series, because the Cardinal pitching is the best in the league. It's shutting down that situation. The Giants are the best offense in the league for delivering in that situation.
So Crawford got it done. 1-1 now. Here's Reynolds. with Waka, the pitcher, on deck. Look at that. The Jets hitting only .257, Mike, with the bases empty. But you put men on base, whole different story.
The bigger the at bat, the better the at bat. I mean, it's pretty consistent all the way through the lineup.
And that really is remarkable. Brandon Belt. And there's one away. Reynolds is 0 for 2 with a walk. And here comes Waka. Cardinals pitching, you talk about outstanding pitching. Their team earned run average into this game 2.60. Well, yeah. You have to go back to the late 60s to find teams that did that. And that 1968 was the year of the pitcher, where they changed some rules after that year to try and get a little more offense back in the game. They lowered the pitcher's mound, changed the definition of the strike zone.
Yeah, I mean, this is the third week of August too. I mean, this isn't like something you do and put up a nice little ERA the first week of June. I mean, this is 117 games into it.
Really impressive. And that's how they've been doing it. Their ERA at home 2.34. And on the road, still an outstanding 2.91. 1-1 the score. The Giants bullpen is busy. Back of Petit. Jeremy Affeldt, the left-hander, has started throwing. And that's all for Waka. 2 down.
Giants offense have scored 50 more runs than the Cardinals have. The Cardinals basically have amassed the best record in baseball because of their pitching and their defense.
And the Cardinals have outscored their opponents by 123 runs, which would translate to the best record in baseball, which is exactly what they have. The leadoff man, Carpenter, who has singled, grounded out to first, and walked. Ball 1. I just looked over into the radio booth through the window. Kipe looks very lonely.
That's what happens over there. By yourself, you get lonely.
Lee Jones is over there with you, the engineer, but he doesn't talk to you.
Well, he points his finger and wags it at you a few times.
He says, go. So Kipe, we're going to send Kipe back over here to TV for the 7th inning. So he won't be so lonely. 2-1.
Good changeup on the 2-0 count.
Tomorrow night, game 2 of the series, 5:15 first pitch Pacific time. Mike Leake back from the disabled list. Lance Lynn will go for the Cardinals. Three and 1 now. And I guess it's an earlier start on getaway night Wednesday. The Jets had to fly to Pittsburgh after the game Wednesday. The first pitch Wednesday is listed at 4:15 Pacific time. The Giants have not yet announced who will start that game for them. Strike 2, 3-2.
Shaving that outside corner.
Colton Wong is on deck. He'll come up if Carpenter gets aboard here. 2 down, bases empty. 1-1 the score. Petit in relief of Heston, who went 4 2/3, allowing 1 run. Back to the screen. Carpenter in the leadoff spot, and he was not hitting leadoff for much of the year, but he seems to like it up there. But he's got 18 home runs, and he leads the Cardinals. He's their leading home run hitter, and he's the leadoff man, at least for now.
That's where he feels most comfortable. They tried him down the lineup, didn't work. Put him back in the leadoff spot, took off again.
Struck him out. Strong inning for Petit. Maxwell Tomlinson and the pitcher spot coming up in the 7th. Dwayne Kuiper coming back from the radio side. It's 1-1.
Local Toyota dealer. 6 full innings of play here in St. Louis. Giants 1 run on 6 hits, no errors. Cardinals 1 run on 5 hits, no errors. It has been a pitching duel, and it is now a bullpen game for the Giants. Brandon Crawford ties it up with a double. 1-1 tie, top of the 7th. Here again, Dwayne Kuiper.
And Maxwell skies one out of play. Go ahead, you're running out of breath there.
Whew, had to be quick. Our Toyota game summary.
I mean, you ever go to a party and see a couple of people on the other side of the room and they're talking to each other, but they're looking at you, and you kind of wonder, what the heck, what are they talking about me? So when you guys show me on camera and I'm over on the radio side, it's like you get that feeling. It's like, what are they talking about?
Well, we were talking about you.
John said I look lonely.
It's true.
Foul back.
I mean, you're over in the radio booth by yourself. Lee Jones was not giving you a lot of conversation.
I kept looking at him and he kept hiding behind his monitor. John looks lonely.
Well, he's doing that crossword puzzle.
In the dirt, 2-2. You do have that urge, though, to wave. You do. I don't care how long we've been on camera. See, John's waving. There you go.
There we go.
On the ground to third. Carpenter all over it. Maxwell hustling down the line. 1 out. Here's Tomlinson. Tomlinson's been a bit of a pest for Waka. Hey, who do you think is this kid's idol?
Woody. Nope, it would be that gentleman right there. Buster Posey. Kirk Reeder is here tonight, by the way.
That's what I heard. Curveball for a strike.
Kirk Reeder lives about 45 minutes away in Hoyleton, Illinois.
So a couple of curveballs to Tomlinson, and now he's going to have to fight. Tap foul.
Pitches here. 1 out in the 7th inning. Walker has been very efficient. Look out. Things are pretty quiet in the brew house.
Yeah. Crawford did that, huh?
Yeah. Yadier Molina lit that place up with a solo shot back in the 4th inning. Since that time, they have not had much to cheer about.
Little pop-up out to Wong. So Ryan Lawless is going to hit.
Well, that's what he did this year. In 100 games, hit .343. He can hit. Completely endorsed by Will Clark. And when Will Clark says a guy can hit, I believe him.
Well, he's been here a couple of days. He hasn't seen the field. He is seeing the field here for the first time since his call up. And he takes high and in. 2 balls, no strikes. Walker's going to take a little walk. 92 pitches into the game. He's going to take a deep breath and slow things down. Cued. Carpenter charging, throwing, got him, and that's going to end the inning. You see what's going on here at the ballpark. Looks good.
Food.
In any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be disseminated without the express written consent of San Francisco Baseball Associates, LLC.
It's a 1-1 ball game here in St. Louis. When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
Jeremy Affeldt, the new pitcher now for Bruce Bochy. 43rd time he's come in, 2-2 with a 5.40 ERA. And Affeldt has got a sinker back. Give you a low 90 sinker, big curveball, and a split. And when he's right, lots of ground balls.
So here's Colton Wong. Hey, breaks it out right off the bat. No balls and 1 strike. Colton Wong is 0 for 2. So Affel comes back at 91. 1 ball and 1 strike. Molina a home run. That's the Cardinals scoring. Strickland gets loose. Crawford doubles home Duffy. That's how the Giants scored. Two balls and 1 strike.
Just a bit outside. Kevin Segrist, the left-hander, one of 3 left-handers the Cardinals have in their bullpen, starting to get heated up.
On the ground towards the hole. Crawford on the backhand. Beauty.
Oh. You just don't get a lot of time either with Colton Wong. He runs well. They had played at Wong towards the bag at second from the shortstop position. And hits this thing to the backhand. And watch how quickly he gets set up and unloads the cannon. That great arm of his.
So Bruce Bochy's coming out. Strickland's coming in. It's 1-1. It's Mike Leake against Lance Lynn, and you can see what Lynn has done. Leake will be coming off the DL, at least we're hopeful, and you can see their numbers. Both have pitched well this year. So here's Strickland to face Johnny Peralta. See the numbers for Strickland, very good. 34 in the 3rd innings. Look at the hits, only 23. So here's Peralta, who singled in the 3rd inning. He's 1 for 3. And the pitch, and a slider for a strike, and it's 0-1. Heston, Petit, Affel for 1 hitter, and now Strickland. Power to power, it's 0-2.
You bet. That's mano a mano right there.
And Peralta, look, Strickland's not a secret anymore. I mean, they know what they're going to get.
He geared up for it, got it, and missed it.
That's where Susac wanted it. It's 1-2.
Tried a little ladder climb. Not biting.
Susak setting up away. Right back to where it came from. 2 outs. I think every pitcher now ought to underhand it to first.
I agree.
I'm a big fan of the underhand.
I agree. Well, you see it more and more where guys will catch the ball, the pitcher's on the mound on a comebacker, and then they just take off running, and halfway between the mound and first, they have a little lob, underhand toss.
So here's Tommy Pham. Slider for a strike, or is that a curveball?
No, that's slider. He's got the slider and he's got the forkball, the split. And 2 types of movement with the fastball. He can do 4 things with it that he feels comfortable with.
0-2. There's Molina on deck. Strickland. Side retired. Thought about it. Top of the order coming up for the Giants. It's 1-1.
Tonight's guest, Marcus Thompson of the Bay Area News Group, John Middlecoff, 95.7 The Game, and Eddie Dolich, CSN business analyst. All that and more tonight, 9 p.m. on CSN Bay Area Sports Talk Live.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
New pitcher now for St. Louis will be the left-hander Kevin Segrist, and this is what he has done in 58 games, 3-0 with a 1.51 ERA. He has been outstanding, and he is really hard on right-handers. 65 strikeouts at 53 2/3. You're going to see a fastball that's mid-90s, has a hard slider and a changeup. And I think the changeup is the big neutralizer to the right-handers, as he has eaten them up. And he's the setup guy. I mean, he sets up. 1 of 2 that they'll use late. Jonathan Broxton, the right-handed version of it.
So here's Blanco. Blanco's 0 for 3. And a strike.
Gregor Blanco loves leading off. Hitting 400 in the leadoff position. His on-base percentage 481. Slugging percentage up. Loves hitting first.
He backed out of the way. It falls in there for a strike. It's 1-2.
Seager's the big guy, 6'5", 215-pounder. He was a 41st round pick. Not a bad pick for the 41st rounder.
Blanco asked for time. Duffy on deck, and then Belt. Got him.
96 to right on the outside corner, and it looked to me like he was guessing breaking ball on that 2-strike count.
So here's Duffy. Duffy opened up the 6th with a base hit. Eventually scored the tying run on the Crawford double. And it's low. 1 ball and no strikes. Swing and a miss by Duffy, and that'll even the count.
And there is that changeup we're talking about.
So it's a ball and a strike. Duffy skies one to right. Scotty out there and underneath it, and he makes the catch. Follow the Giants all season in 2015 with MLB at MLB.com at bat. At bat is up to the moment with in-game highlights, live look-ins. Get MLB.com at bat for your smartphone or tablet. So here's Belt with 2 outs. Foul back. Belt had a pitch. He likes that pitch down, and he fouled it straight back. So both starters get a workout.
Get a workout.
Oh, 2.
Waka, 7 innings in his outing, giving up the 1 run. Chris Heston 4 2/3 innings. Needed some help from the bullpen and got it.
Belt pops it up. It'll be Carpenter in foul territory, and that'll end the inning. So the Giants go quietly here in the 8th. Yadier Molina is going to lead things off. Esurance Giants postgame live. He gets highlights, reaction, and analysis. It's all coming up right after the game. The Cardinals got on the board first with this blast by Yadier Molina.
Yeah, one of the few times that Chris Heston missed middle in, and there was Molina to take full advantage of the mistake.
He's 1 for 2. Lifted into left center field, but it's going to be Maxwell calling off Crawford. 1 out. Laying in the bushes for a fastball. Huh?
Yes, he was. And you know, the guy that throws hard like Strickland, I mean, you're going to cheat a little bit and get things started. And he's going back to the Cardinals dugout thinking, I just missed that.
So here's Piscotty, 1 for 2. Driven into right center field. Blanco on the move. Blanco can't get it. And now it caroms away from Blanco, and that's going to be a triple. Once that ball bounced further away from Blanco, that 90 feet's a big 90 feet.
Breaking ball, and you can see with this swing right here where the Cardinals like Piscotty going with that location. The ball was down, puts a little slice on it with backspin, and once it gets over the glove of Blanco, Piscotty, for a big man, 6'4", pretty good speed, winds up being an easy triple. Look out. He gets out of the box well. I mean, he knows these gaps being an outfielder here, and he's thinking 3 bags from the get-go, and he never broke stride. The only reason he had to slide was just so he could stop. He didn't need to.
So Moss is being walked intentionally. And the hitter will be Reynolds.
Andrew Susak going to come out and talk it over with Strickland and just reaffirm what this situation is all about. I mean, you're going to pitch for the strikeout. Strickland, a fly ball strikeout guy. Not to say he can't get a ground ball. He's got a 2-seam fastball. But in this scenario here, that go ahead run 90 feet away, you're in the 8th, you're pitching for the strikeout. They'll take any non-productive out they can get. But you're going to see how Hunter Strickland goes about trying to strike a guy out. They've got a base to play with.
So here's Reynolds. Reynolds is 0 for 2. He did draw a walk in the 4th. Inside, 1 ball and no strike.
This is location too. They said that target away. You see a guy do that, and usually because he's got a little bit of an overthrow going. Fly that front shoulder, drag the arm, miss up and into a righty. Not the end of the world if he hits him. He's got a base to put him. Although I don't know if Mark Reynolds will agree with that.
Hammered foul.
It tells you what he's looking for. He's sitting slider speed. You know, a lot of his strikeouts have been on sliders, but not hangers, not fat ones. And over the years, you can see how he's going at it. He's looking for them.
One ball and one strike. The 1-2.
95, a little overcut in the outside corner.
At third is Piscotty. Moss at first. Susek set up in the same spot. Look out. Check swing off the backstop.
97 up and in, and Reynolds did good just to get a piece of it. He almost walked into it. But it looked to me like Reynolds was diving out.
And still maybe sitting on that slider. 1-2. Outfield straight away. 2-2.
Do that 2 more times. Do not have to throw a strike. He's got an open second base with 1 out.
That's going to be out of play.
Great pitch right there. It had some fuzz on it. Mark Reynolds did well to catch a piece of that.
Strickland will rub up the baseball.
One thing he has definitely learned to do since he's come up is take his time. He's not in any hurry. Sets that forkball in his hand. Doesn't mean he's going to throw the forkball, but does it every time.
On the ground to Crawford. That's one. And a run comes in. So Crawford tried to do it on his own, and he threw it by Belt.
Ball kind of explodes on him. Knew he didn't have a lot of speed there. 360s and just throws wide of Belt, who had no chance to come back. Just an errant throw, and the Cardinals take the lead.
So here's Peter Borges. It's a 2-1 lead. Swing and a miss. No balls and 1 strike.
Trevor Rosenthal, the closer for the Cardinals, getting ready. I think that Crawford took that play because he didn't feel that Thomason was going to have time to be able to turn the pivot.
Runner goes. Got him.
Good job.
So Reynolds is going to hang around thinking they might take a look at it, and I'm sure that the Cardinal dugout will.
Crawford taking the throw.
And they're not going to take a look at it. So the top of the 9th inning is coming up. And the Cardinals have taken the lead. It's 2-1.
fourth inning. Leading off the fourth for the Cardinals, Yadier Molina steps up and takes a fastball into the third deck. It is his third home run of the year. It made it a 1-0 ball game. Cardinals. He is our player of the game, brought to you by Honda.
When it's time for a change, think Speedy Oil Change and Auto Service, your oil change tune-up and repair experts.
The pitcher for the Cardinals, the closer, Trevor Rosenthal. Take a look at his numbers. 36 saves and 38 ops. He's had a great year. 60 strikeouts at 54 1/3. Hard thrower.
Center field. Back. In front of the wall is Borges, and he makes the catch. 1 out. Just saw Borges. Pham moves from center to left. So here's Crawford.
Rosenthal is going to give you high 90s, occasionally 100 with the velocity on that fastball. Good changeup. He's got a curveball and a slider.
Foul back. Crawford with a double that knocked in the only run in this game for the Giants. Buster is getting ready to hit. He would hit for Maxwell. Driven foul down the right field line and out of play. Tune in to Murph and Mack, the morning show tomorrow. I'll talk about the game with Murph and Mack on KMBR 680, the sports leader. Crawford got a piece, and that got Molina.
88-mile-an-hour changeup. They're going to give him a little time to try and walk that one off. Watch the way that he rounds first. He's grabbing his side a little bit. Something to pay attention to.
0-2 to Crawford. Crawford waiting on Rosenthal. Got him.
Rosenthal stuff. 73% of the time you're going to see that blazing fastball. League hits 240, 256 against him, but the changeup is his bread and butter. League hit 140 off that. He'll flop a curveball every once in a while just to let you know he has it, but pretty much you look at fastball, changeup, and pretty much look at fastball.
So here's Susak, who takes outside for a ball. Susak is 0 for 3. And a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. One and 2. Giants are down to their last strike. Foul back. Susak had a good rip.
He got both legs into that one. And he's got the power to take on center field. You see Posey coming out on the on deck circle. overthrow right there. And yes, you can overthrow a changeup.
Or make it 2-2, and it's 3-2. Buster Posey in the on-deck circle. See if Susac gets a pitch he can drive right here, and Posey's going to hit.
It's great at bat. Given the stuff and being down that count 1-2 and rallying back for a walk to get Posey up there in that box, that's a great at bat.
Perez is going to run for Susac.
Just announced Buster Posey. They love him here.
They do. Perez with a good lead. Out of play. Buster Posey not waiting around. So Buster now loose.
Cardinals play double defense in the outfield. They back it up. Very deep set.
High fly ball, right center field, near the wall, and it is caught at the wall, and that's the ball game. So Buster Posey gives it a charge.